Hey everyone, it's me, Patch Dan Boget. Today I thought I would speak just a bit about manifestation and why manifesting things are paradoxical in nature. Um, the reason being is that when you think about how you manifest things and why it's paradoxical, it's not so much about what you want. It's more like wanting something, desiring something, even though it's not wrong within itself. Hell, fuck it. Desire is a part of life. You need to desire something in order to achieve it, like a goal or whatever. But however, when you have an over obsessive amount of want and desire, that becomes the problem. That's why it's more paradoxical. It's not what you desire, it's not what you want, but it's the exact opposite. So if you detach yourself from what you want, or you have some blueprint, or I also feel one of the things that causes a lot of resistance, that the practitioner will not manifest their um, desire or proper desire, right, in a balanced way, is that we tend to compare ourselves to, let's say, other people on YouTube and their experiences. In other words, we have this blueprint and we stick to it. We don't budge. We just stick to it. Like for example, I lost my job, from Satan himself. Satan himself is the causality of me losing my job, not due to the virus, but before the virus broke out, he stepped in and he is the causality of losing my job. So let me try to make sense of it, and then I'll add the whole idea of why manifestation is paradoxical. So when I lost my job, Satan entered it, within my body and told me that he's only um, pushing me closer to my manifestation. That's a good thing. But then you think about it and you try to make sense of it, right? This is the logical way. You go, if Satan were to be the causality of letting me lose my job, and then equated me and given me a job that was equally frustrated and equally the pay wasn't that good or whatever have you, then what's the point of even letting me go of that job if everyone else's experiences are different? Like if a demon were to come into your life, turn it upside down, and they were to, let's say, not just take your job away, but they would have given you exactly what you want, and that's everyone else's experiences, and it didn't happen to you. Well, you know what? That's one of the counterproductive or counterintuitive examples. It's an example to teach you how things do work normally, but it may not be your experience. You get what I'm trying to say? It's like that's something that I don't see a lot on YouTube. A lot of individuals, they teach this blueprint. They teach this, this frame of thinking, which is okay, but yet there's no precaution to it. Because what if you are trying to manifest things and their experiences are resonating with you, and you can't tell the difference between detaching yourself from a blueprint, verbatim, what someone has been through, and then you're comparing yourself to to that particular experience, and it doesn't work out that way. Well, you see, most likely people like that don't last long, or they quit manifesting their, desires because they did everything, and then it didn't work out. I mean, I look at my own example, then I say to myself, well, because of this person's example, that particular demon, went into their life, lost their job, and things worked out for them. Well, just because it worked out for them, regardless of the timing, regardless of how they did it, it cannot be precisely the same way. And mind you, this isn't some sort of backpedaling. You know what I mean? It's like you don't want to think of it that way neither, because that doubt is also causing resistance. That's why I'm saying it's very paradoxical. It's not so much that you look at a situation like this and you become angered, by it because you want something or you desire it and it doesn't happen. It's the exact opposite. Detach yourself from other people's experiences completely, which means number two, you don't want to have a blueprint. And once you detach yourself from these things and you just let things be, you just let it flow, things are going to work out for you. And that's how I feel about what I do, because if I am completely thinking about how things should be this way because that's my blueprint, as a recap, it's not going to work out that way. Just let it flow, because you never know. That negative way of thinking, that you just, prescribe to yourself, it just may be that opportunity, that door that needs to be open in order for you to achieve it. It doesn't make sense. I mean, believe me, if something doesn't make sense, then it just doesn't make sense. But I learned from every experience I've ever had in my life. I've always denied it, and I always put it aside as like BS. But not anymore. This time it's like if I have to, go do something that I don't want, then let it happen. It just may be the opportunity. Just go with the flow. And that's what I mean about paradoxes. It's things that could be quite different than what it appears to be. Just go with it. Because if you're not open to the whole arrangement, then you miss the point. Okay? So, with that said and done, fams, I love you all. Please subscribe and smash that like button. Have a good one. See you soon.